Mhm. appeal to there. When you hear Richard Dawkins, I think Terry Eagleton said that listening to Dawkins' ontology is like listening to somebody write a book about biology whose only knowledge of the subject is having once read the Great British Book of Birds. And okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but that actually turns out to be a real problem. And it's the problem with regards even to the meme idea, because you don't have to extend Dawkins' work very far to understand that religious stories are memes.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. Well, and there's a hierarchy of memes, and some of them are very functional.
But then here's the thing, like that frustration that you're sort of throwing in that direction. People throw towards you when you say, well, religion, you don't have to look very fast to see that religion is a meme. Well, without further clarification, of course it's clear, you can understand why to me, but listen, that sounds almost atheistic. Well, religion is a meme. No,
right?
Religion is not a true historical account of, the history of
It's not a true historical account.
It's a meme. Now, when you say that the resurrection of Jesus.
Well, what does it mean historically that the Spirit of God brooded upon the primordial waters? Like, what does that mean historically? Well, no one knows.
I agree. I don't think that at least most of the past accounts are supposed to be. I mean, the Bible is a library, right? It's not a book, and that means that it's going to contain different genres.
That's for sure.
And so when
some of them are more historically accurate, and some of them tilt more towards that kind of elusive. I don't mean elusive in the. I mean ALLUSIVE,
yeah, sure.
Right? That elusive and symbolic form that characterizes Genesis 1.
So sure, because there are different genres here. It depends on the story we're talking about.
That's for sure.
What I often observe you doing is we might talk about Christianity. And if you are comfortable committing to historical ideas, you'll start talking about the Spirit moving in the face of the waters, which is obviously a much more logical idea, and not by equivocating them, but moving between too quickly, and not delineating them enough. So if I asked you, do you think that the Spirit moved across the face of the waters, and you said to me something like, I think it's still happening.
Right, that's what I say.
Fair enough, yeah, that makes sense.
It always happens. It happened at the beginning of time, and it's always happening.
When somebody says, did the Exodus story happen? Did the Jews enslaved in Egypt break free of their slavery and move to Promised Land across the desert for 40 years? Did that happen? You have also said, of the Exodus specifically, it's still happening.
Yes.
Now to me, that's far more inappropriate than saying that the Spirit is still moving across the face of the waters. Because I think what people mean there is, do you believe that these people in that time period actually did this in such a way that, for instance, might show up in an archaeological report?
Well, I think that's the simplest answer to that is probably.
Sure, and that's fine too.
But we don't know. I mean, to the degree that there's been archaeological investigations into the kinds of biblical narratives that you've described, the archaeological evidence tends to fall on the side of historical accuracy in relationship to the Bible quite surprisingly.
Clearly, you spend more time in Exodus than probably any person I've ever met in person. Right? Clearly the story sort of captivates you and it's really important and can
It's
a
smart.
lot, right?
Yeah,
Of course.
it's infinitely deep story.
I think most people speaking to you already know that you think that, right? And so when they ask you a question, when they suddenly say to you, but do you think it really happened?
Well, what the hell does that mean?
You must know that what they mean is what I was talking about a second ago, which is that sort of
What? Okay, so fine. So it's easy just to turn this around. Like, okay, what exactly happened in your historical account when Moses encountered the burning bush?
I don't need to know exactly what happened. What I need to know is
I'm not asking you to or attacking you for that.
what I need to know is that if I sort of went to the Egyptian desert at sort of the time that the story is alleged to have taken place in history, would I see a mass movement of Israelites from Egypt into Palestine? Would I see people with feet walking through the desert leaving boats?
Well, let's take it apart rationally. So,
But you also understand that when someone's asking that, even if you don't like the question, you must understand what's
oh yes, well,
if that's
I
the case,
understand many of the things that they're doing
you
simultaneously.
must also understand that when you then say it's still happening,
Yeah.
people just go, what are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I would say that's not my problem.
But it becomes a problem when you understand someone's asking a quite banal historical question.
Yeah, but you don't get to do that because the stories that you're dealing with aren't banal.
I agree, but like
So you can't reduce them to simply banal, even if it's what would you call it? Even if it's reassuring. This actually happened. Well, then what do you do with the burning bush? This actually
one
happened.
comparison I would make is between this and talking about fiction more broadly.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you got it right earlier. I would say you noted that the stories in the biblical library leap across genres.
Yes.
Like, well, we know this because sometimes they're poetry and sometimes they're songs.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So in any given story, there's going to be historical account, mythological overlay, and you have to be a discriminating reader to kind of see what's different. And you don't just get to say, well, all the mythological symbolism is historical reality. It's like, no, it's not.
Here's the thing, so like take a piece of trivial fiction like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Right. Say like, okay, did that happen? Now I think that what you probably say is something like, well, I don't think the events literally occurred, but I think that they obviously get at something that's sort of perennially true about
Right,
humanity.
exactly. So they existed as a pattern.
There's a scene in Forrest Gump when the president is it JFK at the time that he goes and meets John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
And so I said to you, well, is JFK that part of that specific part of that story? Is it true that JFK was president?
Right.
And you would probably just say yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say anything more complicated. And even though the subject as a whole, like, is Forrest Gump true? Is Hamlet true? That's a complicated question.
Very.
But specifically, when I say, but interestingly, there's this little point I want to make in the discussion. Do you think that JFK was actually president? So yes.
Why do you think it matters to people? Like, I don't know. These ancient accounts. Like,
Maybe that's the biggest problem that you have with people who are asking these
Yes.
questions.
Like, what point are you trying to make here?
So-
the point is, I know what the point is. People who are asking the question believe that true and unerringly means objectively happened in history, like the things that we're seeing right now happen. It's like, well, no, that's not how. That's not what those stories are like.
To me,
Some of it is, but
for a Christian, when asking that, it's probably because for them they have an understanding of Christianity that requires believing in that kind of truth. For me,
Yeah, no, that
and
is-
the reason
that
why
is
I hope that like me asking these questions will be less frustrating to you is because I have no desire for that. I don't care about that. I'm genuinely just interested
Yes,
in what you think.
yeah,
and so
understood.
my desire to know whether you think Exodus historically happened goes no further than point of interest about your
Well,
beliefs.
so there's elements of especially the setup to the Exodus story that strike me as very, very plausible historically. So, for example, the Jews before the Pharaoh of that time were under the guidance and protection of Joseph and the previous Pharaoh, and they regarded the Israelites as benefactors because Joseph had helped save the kingdom and his people were welcome. But that was symbolic. And so the new Pharaoh and the new Egyptians regard the appallingly successful Jews as destructive interlopers, and they make them slaves. It's like, well, can you believe that? It happens all the time. It's happening right now. So it's very plausible.
In this particular case, saying it's very plausible. It's like saying something like, well, yeah, it could happen. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
So when somebody asks, did the Exodus really happen? That word really, when they say,
Yeah, but really is the
if I said, did the Exodus happen? And I understand why you would then say, well, you don't understand what kind of story this is. Fine.
Yes.
And then someone says, yeah, did it really happen?
Which parts of it?
Even if they're not expressing it very well, like what they're getting at there is they're trying to emphasize that they're trying to say, did it historically, probably is what they mean by the word really.
Right, but the thing is, it speaks of their. See, they have a problem. Is the Christians who ask that have a metaphysics that's not Christian.
¿Qué dijiste? Gonna take more than that. Hijo de... That was close! You put that target on yourself!
In the early church, there was a debate around the physicality of Jesus' resurrection.
Yes.
So the canonical tradition ends up stipulating Jesus physically resurrected.
Yes.
You must believe that, otherwise
Yes.
you'll
Yeah,
perish.
and that's part of the Catholic particular emphasis
Yeah.
on the divinity of the body.
A lot of the Gnostic tradition says that the thing that's being gotten wrong is the idea that there was this literal resurrection.
Right.
No, the kingdom of God is here and now. The resurrection is inside of you, and you attain it through gnosis. I mean, the Gospel
Yeah.
of Thomas doesn't even mention the resurrection. It doesn't mention crucifixion. It's a list of sayings.
Yeah.
And the very form of that collection shows people believe that the thing that's important is not what Jesus did, but what he said.
So I'm here today speaking with Alex O'Connor. He's calling from London. I'm in LA. He's known also as Cosmic Skeptic, and he runs a podcast Within Reason. And so you can subscribe to and listen to that podcast, watch it on YouTube. Alex was recommended to me by a friend of mine, John Vervaeke, who was a professor along with me at the University of Toronto. I've had a lot of different public events with John, many conversations. And Alex has interviewed many of the people that I'm interested in, including Richard Dawkins, and he is very interested in religious matters, although he's not a Christian. And we believe jointly that it would be useful for us to meet and to hash out our differences in viewpoint and similarities and see if we could get together and move together somewhere valuable and enlightening. And so that's what we try to do. That's what we try to do with the conversation. It focuses mostly on the nature of belief, I suppose. That's probably the easiest way to sum it up. What it means to believe something, what it means to have a religious belief, what it means to be committed to a belief. We talk a fair bit about the distinction between, let's say, the distinction between fact and fiction, and the idea that fact reflects the real, but so does fiction. So, welcome to the discussion of all that. So, first of all, thank you for coming here. It's a long way from London. We're in LA, and so that's a long ways. And so, and insofar as you're going to disagree with me, I'm pleased that you're exhausted from the flight, because that'll slow you down and that'll be helpful. So, anyways, seriously, thank you for coming. And so let's start with this: Cosmic Skeptic. Right. Okay. So, how do you come up with the name, and why the conjunction, and what do you think the advantage is, if any, in relationship to the emphasis on skepticism?
I'll give you the official and the unofficial story. The official story is that cosmic sort of implies universe, space, big thing, and skeptic sort of situation within tradition of people who are interested in interrogating their beliefs to their sort of fundamental grounding insofar as that's possible. And skeptic is spelled with K. Most of my listeners are American. The unofficial answer is that when I was younger, I knew that I was a musician and started a SoundCloud account with the word cosmic in it. And I thought, hey, that sounds like a cool word. And I was starting a YouTube channel. I wanted something that sounded cool. And I thought skeptic sounded cool next to it. And I started with K.
I see. Okay. Well, who knows the actual derivation? And it's a good combination, though, because it's catchy. So that's nice for the marketing side. But it also has this. It's an interesting allusion to the combination of revelation and critical thinking that actually makes up actual thinking. Because the problem with being concerned with a vast plethora of ideas is that many ideas are misleading and wrong. And so you have to learn how to combine that openness and curiosity with the capacity to separate the wheat from the chaff. Yeah. And that's the utility of skepticism. And it can degenerate into a kind of argumentative nihilism. That's the downside. But properly applied, it separates the wheat from the chaff, right? And the purpose of that is to keep the wheat.
Well, skepticism can only ever be essentially destructive because you're being skeptical of something. Somebody's putting something forward and you're responding to that with skepticism. And so for a lot of people, if skepticism is the thing that you do, then you end up chipping away and ending up with nothing. Whereas skepticism is really supposed to be a tool that you use. It is destructive in the way that you might sort of cast these marbles that you're intending to get out of it.
Yes. Well, that's the thing to always keep in mind. The skepticism in the service of something.
Exactly. It's a methodological tool. It's not a world.
You mentioned too, so I'm interested in the progression in your thinking in relationship to that, because you mentioned just before we actually went on air that had you come to see me a couple of years ago, you might be more inclined to, I'm putting words in your mouth to some degree, so correct me if I'm wrong, to strive for a victory or to make your point, something like that. And you alluded to the fact that your thinking around that has changed to some degree. I suspect that's probably a consequence of experience. So what's changed?
In part, it might have to do with the podcast, in speaking weekly to people, and you can't keep up that energy. Well, we can, but it becomes totally unwatchable, and nobody wants to engage in that all the time. I think there are times when it's worth doing, and it's clear, I still like to disagree and do so essentially unapologetically and bluntly, and that can still come across as quite rude. But I think that the way that I think about conversation is that, well, what are we about to do here? A debate. We're about to debate an issue, and I'm going to try to win. And that's, and not even, maybe there's sort of the element of pride in that sake, but also you really think, well, I want to win because I think I'm right about this, and if I don't, then, I mustn't just not express myself properly. I think I probably meant when I was saying that is that I would have had more of that cap on, then now after having so many conversations with so many people and realizing that not only is it more constructive for myself, I've learned a lot more. Now I'm here like, hey, I might learn something. That would be great. Even if I just learn something about what your worldview is. But also people listen, because you unanimously say that they prefer it. It's a much...
Well, the skepticism. So one of the things you learn as a therapist, for example, is that being right is not very helpful, especially when you're trying to help someone, because whether you as the therapist is right has very little to do with the positive outcome for them. You still want to maintain the skepticism. One of the ways to do that is helpful is that if I'm talking to you and you say something I don't understand, that's the right place to be skeptical, because if I don't understand what you said, well, it might be my ignorance, but it also might be like lack of clarity and pointedness on your part. And so one of the advantages of disagreeing with someone is to point out to them in a positive way where they're lost in the fog. Because if you're sufficiently lost in the fog, you tend to run into sharp objects, and that's not very pleasant. So, but the skepticism, and this is obviously what you alluded to, I would say, as a consequence of learning from the podcast, is the skepticism should be in service of rectifying your ignorance, rather than in service of making your point or winning the argument. The problem with winning a bloody argument is that the victory can seduce you into thinking that you were correct, and you're never sufficiently correct, right?
Yes.
And so, I don't like debates. I never really enjoyed them. I probably, when I was really young, before I stopped doing this when I was about 23, I would take a certain amount of pleasure in being able to obtain intellectual victory. And I was also the way I feel myself when I was young, and it was effective. But it's not the optimal way to conduct a conversation. This is one of the reasons why people like Rogan are so successful. Because Joe pushes forward, but he always does it in the service of learning.
Yes.
He doesn't do it in the service of victory.
Yeah. I think you probably put a finger on it there. What you were saying a moment ago about precision, about sort of thinking clearly and understanding something else clearly. I think the reason why I'm excited to speak to you today is because you're someone who celebrates being precise in your speech, and I've always appreciated your desire to make sure that you're really understanding what somebody else is saying. I've made attempts in the past to, my channel is mostly focused on philosophy of religion.
Yes.
And I've made attempts in the past to try to understand your worldview.
Yeah,
and I made a video essay.
Yeah.
And some of the things I said there, I think, at least one thing in particular, I probably think I was wrong about. But what I was trying to do there, I've seen that people would ask you on interviews and podcasts, do you believe in God? Do you think that Christianity is true? And it was sort of, you sort of struggled to answer the question. And I thought to myself, well,
People come at the question with prior commitments about what they think truth constitutes.
yeah,
That's a big problem.
There must be something important that's being left out of the sort of preconditioning factor of that question of conversation. If it's so unimaginably difficult to answer, you know.
Well, I'll give you an example. I watched that essay this morning, right? And I also wanted to talk to you about your discussion with Dawkins.
Yeah.
So, people ask me, for example, do you believe in God? And I think, well, I don't know what you are driving at with that question, because I don't know what you mean by belief. Most people want people to believe that a belief is a description of accordance with a set of facts.
Sure.
Right? Well, I don't think that's what belief means in a religious sense in the least. So I just think that's a non-starter.
It's essentially what you act out.
It has to do with what you believe is what you're willing to die for, fundamentally. It's what you're committed to, or live for, if you think about it as life in the most extensive manner. It's a matter of commitment.
So I understand what you mean in the religious context.
Yeah.
So the religion is a big topic. Religion is a mighty area to be talking about. But when I talk about belief in a more mundane sense,
Yeah.
like I believe that this chair exists.
Yeah.
Like that is a belief that I hold. I sort of can't help but
Yes,
I can see it.
that's a place where your action and your statements align.
Exactly.
Right? You
Why-
believe in the chair and you're sitting in it. It's like, fair
That's
enough.
why I totally agree with you that belief might really be what you act out. But I think when people are looking for essentially definitions,
Yeah.
and just a second ago, you said, well, what is it to believe? You said, well, what you believe is what you're willing to die for.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to die for my belief that this chair exists.
Maybe.
Maybe in a broad sense. If
Maybe.
not
Hard to
believing
say.
if not believing that the chair existed required me to sort of give up my trust in my sense data,
Right.
then I might literally die back and walking up the cliff with my eyes. So this-
Well, that's not something that you're likely to forego, given your role, let's say, as a rational skeptic.
That's right.
Seriously, like it's a commitment that you've made to a certain view of reality.
But you understand, surely, that when somebody asks, do you believe in God? Although they're asking the subjective belief,
Yeah.
it's a much more grand entity. The word belief itself, for them, at least in their question, even if it's inappropriate,
Yeah.
they mean something much more mundane. They mean
Yeah,
like believe in
well, it's hard to know. It's hard to know what people mean. You know, like one of the things I've noticed, for example, is there are no shortage of Christian trolls, right? I mean, there are atheist trolls and there's engineering trolls, there's lots of trolls, but there are Christian trolls. And the Christian trolls, when they ask that question, and it's often the Christian trolls who ask that question, what they mean is, are you in my club?
Exactly.
Right. And my answer is, I'm not even sure you know what club you're in. So there's a trap in the question, which I don't appreciate, because I don't like questions that have traps in them.
Yes.
Now, not everybody who's asking that question has a trap, but many people do, and so I find that off-putting, let's say, because it's manipulative. In terms of that descriptive belief, that's something we could go into. I think we should do that, because it does get to the core of the matter that you were attempting to untangle, let's say, in your essay.
Yeah, I mean, my understanding of and I have to sort of piece together different things you've said in different interviews, and I suppose the reason I have to do that is because I didn't have you in front of me, so I'm grateful to have the opportunity now.
Yeah.
It seems to me that when you speak of God, you mean something like that which is at the, I don't know if you started the basis or the top, the basis or the top
Both metaphors.
of a value hierarchy. And it begins with recognition that anything that anybody does requires some kind of value, even just to do something as simple as sitting in a chair, picking up a glass.
Well, you don't do anything without it being oriented towards value.
Exactly, right. And so even to perceive the glass is something you've spoken about before. You know, why do I see the glass as one object? Even though it's got multiple parts, so side and bottom and top, I see them together in a way that I don't see the cup and the table as one object. Well, you said before, it's because I can grip it. It's sort of functional. It's because I can use this cup. And the reason that I see it in that way is because I can then drink from it. And the reason that I want to do that is because I sort of value my health. And there's sort of a value regress that goes on.
Close.
Always.
And more broadly, this comes out in questions like, why are you writing an essay? To get a grade? Why do you want to get a grade? To get a good job? Why do you want a good job? To get money? And you keep going back and back. It has to terminate somewhere.
That's right.
Because otherwise there would be nothing to sort of lend that value.
Well, otherwise you'd always be in an infinite
further
regress.
down.
Right? You just die of question.
Yeah, you literally, it's the kind of regress in which the value that you have for A actually borrows the value from B. You don't evaluate at all without B. He doesn't get it without B. And B doesn't get it without C. He doesn't get it without D. So infinitely, there's nothing to give the entire sequence value in the first place.
Right.
And so there's got to be something in the basis here. And then you said at least on one occasion that we'll call that place, wherever's at the top there, we'll call it the divine place.
Yeah,
And you said we'll make that
that's a matter of
definition.
definition. Yep.
Now, I'm fine with this.
Yep.
But it seems to me that what you're doing is you're giving a definition of God that makes him,
Partial
or makes it him, whatever, unavoidably exist, and also makes it a quite different entity to the entity described by a great deal of, for instance, your Christian listeners who will say that God is not the basis of a value hierarchy. God is an omnipotent, omniscient, agential being with consciousness that intentionally brings back human beings and sent down a physical man to sacrifice his life in order to save us from our sins. Now, that means that when someone asks you does God exist, and you say, well, look, I think that's almost an inappropriate question. At times you sort of imply that you don't believe in atheists because you sort of act as if you believe in God. If what you mean by God is just...
Well, Dawkins himself admitted he was a cultural Christian.
That's another matter, because that's much more specific. I mean, that's cultural Christianity, right? This is just...
But it's a reflection of the same problem.
But, you know, when a Christian says to you, I mean very clear that that's what I mean by God. I don't know if you do believe in the omniscient, omnipotent, agential being, but if you start talking about the inevitability of believing in some basis of a value
Well, it's
hierarchy...
also obvious from the traditional Judeo-Christian perspective that God is properly conceptualized as a being.
That's probably right.
Well, so it's tricky, right? Because one of the ways that you can approach God traditionally is in relationship to a being, but that's a veil. So why do I say that? Okay, so let's think about it religiously first, and then we can speak about it conceptually. So there's a tremendous insistence in the Judeo-Christian tradition that God is outside of the categorical structure, right? Like seriously outside. Elijah, the prophet, establishes that God is not in nature. He's not in the earthquake. He's not in the conflagration. He's not in the storm, right? So that doesn't mean that nature doesn't speak of God, but it does mean that whatever God is not in the natural world. Okay, now we can extend that. Not bound by time, not bound by space. Well, does that make God a material object? Because when people say is God real, which is a variant of the question, is do you believe in God? It's like, well, God's immaterial and outside of time and space. So if your definition of real is material things in the domain of time and space, then we're not talking about the same thing. Now, usually people approach that question of belief with some materialistic framework like that in mind, even if they don't know it. Yes. The Christians, let's say, who put this question forward in the hope of getting the answer they want to hear, are materialistic and Enlightenment minds, even though they don't know it, because they have an implicit definition of what constitutes real. Is God real? It's like, no, God's hyper-real. That's not the same thing.
I think that the physicality of God is an interesting question.
Yeah.
In the Old Testament tradition, it seems to evolve, as far as I can see. If you look at some of the earlier descriptions of God, you've got a God who walks through the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
You've got a God who has a council of angels
Yeah.
and the accusers. You have a sort of, it's being easily conceptualized as a much more physical being. And as time goes on, God becomes less localized. And I've heard a lot of theories as to why that's the case. I just don't necessarily know.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's true. Exactly. I don't think there's a clear historical progression like that. There is a constant tension between God as ineffable and then God as manifest in a manner that's comprehensive. Right? And so Mircea Eliade had mapped the consequences of this out to some degree. So he was very interested in Nietzsche's proposition that God had died. Most people, including Nietzsche, regarded that as like a unique historical event. There was a religious tradition, the Enlightenment arose, in consequence, we became skeptical.
I told you, I listen to everything on 2 times speed. My shot.
About God, and in 1850, the philosophers decided that he was no longer necessary or real. But Eliade, who is a brilliant historian of religions, has noted that this has happened many, many times, that God has vanished, disappeared. And one of his explanations for that is that a God that's too ineffable, so that's completely outside of the categories of time and space, let's say, and who doesn't make himself present as a being, who doesn't have a heavenly council, who has no hierarchy between the pinnacle and earth itself, tends to float off into space, becomes so abstract that you can't have a relationship with it, and then he disappears.
In many ways, this is what Christianity provides with the New Testament and the figure of Jesus. That's why I think for a lot of Christians, the more important question for you, and the question that they're interested in, and you're quite right, a lot of people are like, I want to get you on my team. I have no dog in this fight, I'm not a Christian, but I know that a lot of Christians are frustrated when they begin asking about Jesus, who's a much more physical entity. It's a real human being. It's someone of flesh and blood. It's someone who's physically crucified by
It's a
the
very different question. It's very different.
and then is seen as a physical entity, at least according to the canonical tradition, by his disciples after he died.
Yeah.
So when somebody asks you, do you believe that happened?
Gonna take
And
more than that.
when I've seen you ask about that question, you tend to still speak in terms of the psychological and methodological. I think the frustration is that, as you just said,
Yeah, I don't find frustrating questions in that regard either, because the truth of the matter is, with regard to the gospel accounts, the mythological and historical are inextricably cross-contaminated. Sure. There's no pulling out the historical Jesus. Right? That's a non-starter. And why that is, I don't know. It's very mysterious. It's very hard to understand. As is let's say, the accounts of the resurrection. Okay, so what do I think about that? Well, I think that denying the historical reality of Christ is, I think that's just a fool's errand. I don't know why anybody would bother with it.
So a man exists called Jesus.
Yes. Now, there's a claim that is attributed to Christ that he is the embodiment or the incarnation, the fulfillment, let's say, of the prophet and the laws.
Yes.
I think that's true. Yeah. What does that mean? No, but I think it's in the Gospel of John. I think the Gospel of John closes with a statement that's something like, if all the books that were written about the Gospel accounts, that would be enough books to explain what happened.
Yeah, if all the things that Jesus did.
Yeah, and there's a truth in that. The truth is that profound religious account is bought, and the biblical representations are like that. There's no limit to the amount of investigation they can bear, not least because the text itself is deeply cross-referenced. So there's an innumerable number of paths through it. It's like a chessboard, and so it's inexhaustible in its interpretive space.
That's true.
And that's a problem too, because it means it's also susceptible to multiple interpretations, including potentially competing
I think
interpretations.
a lot of people interpret Paul, for example, the earliest New Testament source, as saying that if Jesus did not literally rise from the dead, if there was not a man who stopped breathing and started breathing again, then your faith is futile and you're still in your sins. That is, Christianity is undermined. Now, that means that Paul doesn't say sort of believing that's false, as we've had. He says, if you do not believe it practically, then your faith is futile.
The problem I have with
if you don't proactively believe that yourself, then I think when a Christian asks you, do you believe in the resurrection of Jesus, are you a Christian? I think you must be committed to saying no, at least under that interpretation of Paul. And even if you're not sure, I mean, it's fine if I say to you, do you think that the man physically rose from the dead? And you say something like, well, I don't know, I mean, I wasn't there, but I think it has a lot of mythological significance, or I think that maybe it happened in a different sense, or it happened in the sense that good fiction happens, then fine. But it needs to be given that caveat of simple, sort of, historically speaking, I don't know. And I know you don't like to pull out the historical details,
that's a good objection.
but it's an important question.
No, of course, it's a very good objection. So I just did a seminar on the Gospels with a crew of about 8 people, and with the same crew that walked through Exodus with me, a couple of variations. And we spent a lot of time on the resurrection accounts, for example. And of course, that was the toughest, let's say, that was the toughest morsel to chew and digest. The thing about the resurrection accounts is that they're all... Look, so I could say something like this, which will just annoy you, but that doesn't matter. I believe the accounts, but I have no idea what they mean.
When you say you believe the accounts, do you mean, and I hate to be sort of
Yeah.
pedantic here, it seems pedantic, but do you mean you believe that these are things that happen, such that if I
That's a straight
I know you don't like that, let me put it this way,
statement.
if I went back in time with a Panasonic video camera and put that camera in front of the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea, would the little LCD screen show a man walk out without him?
I would suspect yes.
So that to me seems like a belief in the historical event of the resurrection, or at least of Jesus leaving the tomb. Which means that when somebody says, do you believe that Jesus rose from the dead? It doesn't seem clear to me why I'm not able to just say, it would seem to me yes.
Because I have no idea what that means, and neither did the people who saw it.
Have you ever browsed incognito mode? Fun fact, it's probably not as incognito as you think. And why would it be? Big tech companies have made their fortunes by tracking your movements online. Their defense, incognito does not mean invisible. So how do you actually make yourself learn more?
I mean, I suppose
Look, let's approach this briefly. The miracle of the loaves and the fishes.
Yeah.
Okay, so people will say, well, do you believe that happened literally, historically? Well, yes, I believe that. I say, okay, what do you mean by that? That you believe that. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you tell me, you're there, the way that you described it.
Right,
And
what do you
the
see?
fish
What do you
doing
see?
exactly. And the answer is, you don't
put
know.
that target
You have no
on
notion about it at all. You have no theory about it.
Sure.
So your belief is, what's your belief exactly?
I think a Christian might say something like, my belief is that I have no idea looking at those fish what I would see in the process of them being converted into enough food for the 5,000 to eat. I have no idea what I would see. But I do know that what I would see is the fish end up being spread amongst the 5,000. In the same way,
Right.
if I opened up the water jar, what would I see in the water become wine? I have no idea, does it sort of blend from one colour to another? Does it suddenly snap? Does it disappear? And then I don't know.
Right.
What I do know as a Christian is that I would see something, some event in which when I look at the beginning of water and the end is wine. I mean, actually, I don't mean that Jesus turning water into wine is some kind of, inextricably mythological story, and the question of whether it happened sort of doesn't matter, or maybe it happened in a meta manner, or maybe it happened in a hyper-reality. I would be...
See, I'm more inclined rather than to believe. I'm more inclined to understand.
more than that.
And then when I hit the limits of my understanding, I think, I don't understand that. Now, do I believe it or not believe it? I think often, especially with regards to biblical matters, let's say, I have a suspension of belief and disbelief.
Yeah,
and
that's fine too.
I think part of the reason that I've been able to be an effective interpreter of the biblical texts, and a relatively scientific interpreter, is because I approach the text with respect. The same respect that I would approach a lab animal. It's like, I don't know what this is. Like, I seriously don't know. And I'm not going to come at it with axiomatic assumptions that are unquestionable. I'm going to try to see what's right in front of my eyes. I'm going to try to see what mystery reveals itself if I take this phenomenon seriously. This is one of the things that I find puzzling, for example, about Dawkins. Because Dawkins formulated the idea of mean, which is, by the way, the same idea as archetype. It's exactly the same idea, except he just stopped. It's like, okay, there are means, they're selected for, okay. Select it on what basis exactly? Does that mean there's a hierarchy of means? Are the means that are conserved more likely to be what would you say, viable organisms? And if they're viable organisms, are they microcosms?
This is really interesting in terms of survivability, because there's a point, I've spoken to Roger Dawkins a number of times, twice on the podcast, and the second time somebody pointed out to me that there might be a point of agreement between you two that has been overlooked, which is that I don't know if you've ever come across the evolutionary argument against naturalism, or the argument from reason, the idea that if you're a materialist, you can't trust your reasonable faculties. So Alvin Plantinga formulated this very well, very geniusly, I think, in saying that if you believe that evolution by natural selection happens materially, what does natural selection select for? Survivability. If you're a materialist, that means that the very rational faculty that you're using right now evolves not to be sensitive to truth, but to survivability.
Yes, that's
and
right.
if that's the case, well, why do you believe in the truth of evolution? Well, because you can rationally convince it. But the thing that you've just assented to, the belief itself has just undercut the process by which you...
Look, there's a whole, the New England pragmatists figured this out in like 1880.
No, I think this is fascinating. I think it really is just a...
It is.
It's exciting. It's not
That's for sure. That's for sure. It's actually a point where Darwin and Newton do not come together. Well, the Darwinian definition of true and the Newtonian definition are not the same thing.
Here's the thing. You had a conversation with Sam House about a number of them. I don't think it's like that. I think it's before that. You're talking about truth.
Yeah,
and yours was
very
trying
awkward.
to...
Second talk I had with him, I was extremely ill.
Do you know, it was awkward to listen to because it felt very much like, and I remember at the time thinking, what is this truth he's talking about? The truth is like Darwinian, truth is about like survivability. What do you mean truth is
True the way an arrow flies.
Yeah, right. And now I asked Richard Dawkins about the evolutionary argument against naturalism.
Yeah.
I said, well, how can you know that what you believe is true? And he said, because believing true things makes me more likely to survive.
Hey,
And
boy, I watch where you go with
I
that
didn't catch it at the time, but I thought to myself afterwards, it was one of my commenters on Patreon actually, I mentioned he was listening to Richard, and I said, you know, but okay, maybe sometimes it's possible that something that's false helps you survive. You know, believing that you're lying every time a tiger, even if it's not, helps you to survive. Because that one time that it is, you're still going to run away, and it costs you nothing to run away when it's not a tiger. So believing it's a tiger, even when it's not, is going to help you
That's why
survive.
we have an nativity bias.
Yeah, and obviously, yeah, of course, there are some circumstances where believing something false could be beneficial to survival. And I said, well, how do you know that 2 + 2 = 4 is not one of those? And it seemed as though he was just saying that believing that would not be advantageous to our survival. It might well be true, but if that's the case, then suddenly I'm listening to what you're saying about truth being more sort of Darwinian related to survivability, and I think maybe you two would agree there. And you think, well, why is it that when you sit down with people, you find it difficult to have a conversation with each other? And
Well, I think it's partly because we don't know each other very well.
That's
right. And so,
true.
and also, there are things he knows that I don't know, and there are things I know that he doesn't know. Now, I would say in my defense that I'm more aware of the things he knows that I don't know, that he is of the things I know that he doesn't know. Right? So, for example, as far as I can tell, Dawkins doesn't know anything about the Jungian tradition of literary interpretation. And that actually, if you're going to talk about religion, that's actually a big flaw, right? So, and he's called me, for example, drunk on symbols. It's like, well, the imagination is a pathological function, and it has a structure and purpose, and it has its own logos, its own intelligible order. And if you're not aware of that order, that doesn't make me drunk on symbols. It just means you don't know what you're talking about.
Now, that frustration that you appeal to there, when you hear Richard Dawkins, I think Terry Eagleton said that listening to Dawkins on theology is like listening to somebody write a book about biology whose only knowledge of the subject is having once read the Great British Book of Birds. And, okay, fair enough.
That actually turns out to be a real problem. And it's a problem with regards even to the meme idea, because you don't have to extend Dawkins' work very far to understand that religious stories are memes.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Well, and there's a hierarchy of memes, and some of them are very functional.
But then here's the thing, like that frustration that you're sort of throwing in that direction, people throw it towards you when you say, well, religion, you don't look for a religion is a meme. Well, without further clarification, and of course, you can understand why to somebody first listening, that sounds almost atheistic. Well, religion is a meme. So
Right.
religion is not a true historical account of, the history of the
It's not a true historical account.
It's a meme. Now, when you say that the resurrection of Jesus,
Well, what does it mean historically that the Spirit of God brooded upon the primordial waters? What does that mean historically? No one knows.
I agree. I don't think that at least most Genesis, past Genesis, are supposed to be. I mean, the Bible is a library, right? It's not a book, and that means that it's going to contain different genres.
That's for sure.
And so when
Yeah, some of them are more historically accurate, and some of them tilt more towards that kind of elusive. I don't mean elusive in the A-L-L-U-S-I-V,
Yeah, sure.
right? That elusive and symbolic form that characterizes Genesis 1.
There are different genres here. It depends on what story we're talking about. And I
That's
think
for
that what I
sure.
often observe you doing is when I talk about Christianity, and if you are comfortable committing to a historical ideal, you'll start talking about the Spirit moving over the face of the waters, which is obviously a much more mythological ideal, and not by equivocating them, but moving between too quickly, and not delineating them. So if I ask you, do you think that the Spirit moved across the face of the waters, and you said to me something like, I think it's still happening.
Right, that's what I would
say. Hey, fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense.
It always happens. It happened at the beginning of time, and it's always happening.
When somebody says, did the Exodus story happen? Did the Jews enslaved in Egypt break free of their slavery and move to Palestine across the desert? Did that happen? You have also said, of the Exodus specifically, it still happened.
Yes.
Now, for me, that's far more inappropriate than saying that the Spirit is still moving across the face of the waters, because I think what people mean there is, do you believe that these people in that time period actually did this in such a way that touch on an archaeological report?
Well, I think that's the simplest answer to that is probably.
Sure, and that's
Right.
fine too. But then,
we don't know.
But then,
I mean, to the degree that there's been archaeological investigations into the kinds of biblical narratives that you've described, the archaeological evidence tends to fall on the side of historical accuracy in relationship to the Bible.
clearly, I mean, you've spent more time in Exodus than probably any person I've ever met in person. But clearly, the story sort of captivates you, and you think it's really important.
Which is
a
hard.
lot,
Yeah,
of course.
it's infinitely deep story.
I think most people speaking to you already know that you think that, right? And so when they ask you a question, when they suddenly say to you, do you think it really happened?
Well, what the hell does that mean?
You must know that what they mean is what I was talking about a second ago, which is that sort of...
Okay, so fine. So it's easy just to turn this around. Okay, what exactly happened in your historical account of Moses and how the burning bush?
I don't need to know what happened. What I need to know...
I'm not asking you or attacking you.
What I need to know is that if I sort of went to the Egyptian desert at sort of the time that the story is alleged to have taken place in history, would I see a mass movement of Israelites from Egypt into Palestine? Would I see people with feet walking through the desert leading
Well,
footprints?
let's take it apart rationally. So,
But you also understand that when someone's asking that, even if you have a question, you must understand what someone's
yes,
asking.
well,
If that's
I
the case,
understand many of the things that we're doing.
you must also understand that when you then say, it's still happening, people just go, what are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I would say that's not my problem.
But it becomes a problem when you understand someone's asking a quite banal historical question.
Yeah, but you don't get to do that.
But why not?
Because the stories that you're dealing with aren't banal.
I agree, but like...
So you can't reduce them to simple even if it's what would you call it? Even if it's reassuring. This actually happened. Well, then what do you do with the burning bush? This actually
One
happened.
comparison I would make is between this and talking about fiction more broadly,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you got it right earlier. I would say you noted that the stories in the biblical library leap across genres. Well, you know this because sometimes they're poetry and sometimes they're songs.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Of
So in any given story, there's going to be historical account plus mythological overlay, and you have to be a discriminating reader to kind of see what's different. And you don't just get to say, well, all the mythological symbolism is historical reality. It's like, no, it's not.
Here's the thing, for example. So, like, take a piece of trivial fiction like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Right. We say, like, okay, did that happen? I think that we probably say something like, well, I don't think the events literally occurred, but I think that they obviously give us something that's sort of perennially true about
Right,
human
exactly.
beings.
Right. So they happened. They existed as a pattern.
But there's a scene in Forrest Gump when, you know, he meets the president. Is JFK at the time? He goes on account.
Yeah.
And so it's what is JFK? Like that part, that specific part of that story. Is it true that JFK was the president?
Right.
And you would probably just say, yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say anything more complicated. And even though the subject as a whole, like, is Forrest Gump true? Is Hamlet true? That's a complicated question.
Very.
But specifically, when I say, but interestingly, there's this little point I want to make after in this discussion. Do you think that JFK was the president? Yes.
It doesn't really matters to people. Like, I don't know. These are ancient accounts.
Maybe that's the biggest problem. Maybe that's the biggest problem that you have with people who are asking
It
this
is.
question.
So
And hopefully-
what point are you trying to make here?
So-
the point is, I know what the point usually is the people who are asking the question believe that true unerringly means objectively happened in history, like the things that we're seeing right now happen.
Yep.
It's like, well, no, that's not how. That's not what those stories are like.
For me, like,
Some of it is.
for Christians, when asking that, it's probably because for them they have an understanding of Christianity that requires believing in that kind of truth. For me,
Yeah, no, that is
the reason why
what
I hope that like me asking this question will be less frustrating to you is because I have no desire for that. I don't care about that. I'm genuinely just interested
Yes.
in what you think.
Yeah,
And
understood.
so my desire to know whether you think Exodus historically happened goes no further than a point of interest about your
Well,
beliefs.
so there's elements of especially the setup to the Exodus story that strike me as very, very plausible historically.
Here you
So, for
keep
example,
it. Gonna take more
the
than
Jews
that.
before the Pharaoh of that time were under the guidance and protection of Joseph and the previous Pharaoh, and they regarded the Israelites as benefactors because Joseph had helped save the kingdom and his people were welcome. But that was forgotten. And so the new Pharaoh and the new Egyptians regard the appallingly
You
successful
put that
Jews
target on
as
yourself.
destructive interlopers, and they make them slaves. It's like, well, can you believe that? It happened all the time. It's happening right now. So it's very
sounds to me that
plausible.
in this particular case, saying it's very plausible. It's like saying something like, well, yeah, it could have happened. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
So when
I don't
somebody-
think anybody knows.
So when somebody asks, did the Exodus really happen? That word really. When you say,
But it really is the
if I studied the Exodus, and I understand what you can say, well, you don't want some kind of story. And so did it really?
Which parts of it?
Even if they're not expressing it very well, like
That
what they're getting at there
was
is they're trying to emphasize the historicity. They're trying to say, did it historically happen? Probably is what they mean by the word really there.
Right, but the thing is, it speaks of their. See, they have a problem. Yes, the Christians who ask that have a metaphysics that's not Christian. So it's a non-starter to the question. It's like you're asking me the question
Yeah.
a materialist atheist would ask, and you want me to give you an answer that bolsters your faith, but the presumptions of your question are Enlightenment atheistic. So it's like I don't know how to play that game.
So you think that to be a Christian, you don't need to believe in historicity of the Exodus or the resurrection of Jesus, for example.
Well, I think those are separate issues, actually.
Okay, yeah, that's probably right as well. And interesting, you know, I think last night, it was a bit of a time delay, so it feels like long, but last night I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. I said, you know, I'm speaking to a vegan tomorrow, I was thinking how much better it is. And we ended up, with my friend Sheehan, we ended up having a conversation about whether Hamlet is real.
Right.
And that was probably better preparation than anything else I could have done.
Yeah, well, that's a good question.
So take, if somebody asks, you know, was Hamlet a real person? And it's sort of naive to say, have you heard the story of Hamlet? Oh no, is that a real person?
Right.
I would say no. However, there is a sense in which, and I'm trying to understand
Yeah.
what you're saying here.
Yeah.
There is a sense in which there are a lot of characters, infinitely many characters that Shakespeare never wrote about.
Yeah.
Right? Those characters seem to exist less than Hamlet does.
Yeah.
Even if Hamlet exists less than Good Reason House of Honeydew in the
Well, Hamlet might
in the
exist
world.
more
Than
me
and you.
Well, okay. One of the things you pointed to in the analysis that you did, the talk I had with Jonathan Pasio, was my somewhat tongue-in-cheek comment that God is the ultimate fictional character.
Yes.
Which I think is a hilarious line, by the way.
Yeah.
But-
Which by the way I think I've misunderstood. Now that I've been watching it back, that's the thing I think I might have misunderstood. Maybe that's what you're about to tell me. I should
Well,
interrupt.
let's walk through that.
Yeah,
because people see, and this is part of this underlying materialist, atheist, enlightenment ethos. People think that fiction and fact are opposites. It's like no, they're not. Not at all. Okay, so let's use an analogy to begin with. What's more real, things or numbers? Okay, now I'm not going to
I got
make a case
wrong.
for either of those positions. I'm just saying that's an actual question.
Yeah.
You talk to mathematicians, they think, well, numbers are way more real than things. Things are evanescent. They disappear. They flash into non-existence. Numbers are permanent.
Yeah.
And then you can think about it biologically. It's like, well, how useful is numeracy to survival?
Yeah.
Very, right? When you become numerate, you're a powerful way that doesn't mere break you have on individual facts doesn't afford at all. So there are forms of abstraction that are clearly more real than the things from which they're abstracted, or at least as real. I would say more real because they're so powerful. Well, fiction is an abstraction, right? And so did Hamlet exist? It's like Hamlet is the pattern of character that existed in multiple people over a very long period of time. And so Hamlet is an abstraction, like Raskolnikov in Crime and Punishment. Did Raskolnikov exist? It's like Raskolnikov existed in the soul of every Russian from like 1850 to 1990, right? And so is it real? It's like it's hyper real.
Yeah.
Fiction is hyper real.
It's a meta-truth, as you
That's
said,
right.
in that
Exactly.
regard.
Now, is that real? Well,
Well, when someone if they listen to what you just said and understood it, then if they still ask the question, but is it real? You must understand that what they mean is like, you know, did Alyona Ivanovna get hit in the head with an axe?
Right.
Like, yes, well, did that happen?
Right.
And again, you could still be saying, you know, it happened in half of every Russian who's
Right.
ever thought
Well, I
about
would say no to that specific.
No, right?
Right,
No is
no,
the answer.
yeah.
So, and we can say no with confidence because we know that the Dostoevsky sort of thought this up.
Yeah.
With something like the Egyptians walking through the desert, we can't confidently say something like, no, that didn't happen. But we have to be more humble in saying something like, I don't know. But the comparison I made in this video, I put two questions side by side. You asked by Douglas Murray. Did Raskolnikov exist? And you say, well, I think that the events literally didn't happen, but that this is something, there's something more to talk about. And then you ask, you know,
pattern is extremely real.
sure. Then you ask about Cain and Abel. You know,
Yeah.
the story of Cain and Abel happened.
Yeah, that's-
It's like
yeah, very
the same, the question, did that happen? You know, begs the question, you've got to and you sort of, in a way that it seems strange to me with the ease with which you were able to say of Raskolnikov and Dostoevsky. Well, no, that didn't literally happen, of course, but you've got to understand there's another sense in which you've got to talk about the story.
Well, the Cain and Abel story is quite complex because you could imagine easily that there was a fratricide at some point in the past that was of sufficient emotional magnitude to have stories aggregate around it. That's how
Absolutely,
you know.
right.
So it's easiest to presume that because why not? It's perfectly plausible that a primordial murder of that sort happened in the memory of that tribal people and was represented in that manner. Now, as the account, and Iliad has done a very good job of pointing out how this develops too. You can think of Iliad's work on the mythologization of stories as an extension of Dawkins' idea of the meme, because Iliad discusses in great detail how an account mutates to, what would you say, to be maximally memorable across time. So it mutates in particular the core.
Sure.
That's true, let's say, in a narrow historical sense. But the account mutates to be optimally adapted to the structure of memory that characterizes things.
And that comes out in story, like the story in the name.
Right, and you get a maximally memorable story. Now, that's a meme. Is it true? That's a hard question, because, you see,
I think Cain and Abel probably belongs more on the sort of brooding over the face of the waters category than it does Exodus category, for example. Like, so I think
yeah, well, there's very little detail in it that would make it a specific historical event.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's two generic brothers and there's a generic murder. But it's interesting, too, because even in the case of a specific fratricide, let's say,
Yeah,
that actually
that really
happens in the world, well, there's all sorts of principalities involved in the background.
Yep.
Right? So, for example, I spent a lot of time looking at Dylan Klebold's accounting of his mental state before shooting up the Columbine High School.
Yeah.
Well, now, if you read that, it'll make your blood run cold.
Oh, yeah.
He's obviously possessed, whatever that means. Whatever that means.
Well, happy to accept the word possessed.
Well, look what he did.
Knowing, in part, that it's wrong way knowing that I'm speaking with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that as literally as I would if I was speaking to.
Yeah, well, literally, it's a very hard thing in a circumstance like that. Because Klebold invited something in, and it wasn't pleasant, and it had its way with him, right? And the results, although dreadful, were nowhere near as dreadful as he was hoping they would be. Right? It's dark. And is that real? So what happened there? It's like, well, one way of describing it is that a alienated young man shot up a high school. Another way of representing it, which may be more true, is that it was another, what would you say, punctuated episode of a cosmic drama that's been going on forever.
Fine.
And it isn't obvious to me at all which of those two accounts is more real.
Well, it depends on what specific question's being asked. For example, right now, suppose that you're a witness to this
You
crime,
put that
and
target
police
on yourself.
pull you in questioning as a witness,
Yeah.
and they say we're trying to gather information to try and catch the suspect. So suppose that there's no suicide involved. There's a suspect at large.
Yeah.
They're trying to get your help, and they say so Dr. Peterson, what happened? And you say, well, I think what happened was a continuation, sort of a punctuation in the long paragraph of the cosmic
Yeah.
drama that is our human existence. And the police will say,
That's not what we meant.
okay, but like, come on, help me out here, man.
Yeah,
Like really, like, I think
right.
that's
a
what
level
people are doing with
well,
rules.
well, that's a level of analysis problem. So we went back, when we started this discussion, you talked about the infinite regress for purposes for writing an essay. So what are you doing when you're writing an essay?
yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
you're making horizontal and curved marks with a pen.
Sure.
Right, well, right. So, but there is a cosmic tree of events in every micro event, right? And when people, when they're looking for eyewitness testimony, they're asking you for something like the highest possible level of narrow resolution you can manage.
Ian McGilchrist just
Yeah, that's right.
I just spoke with him. Unfortunately, I think we lost about half the footage, so I'm not sure how much that will be seen in the world. But he brought my attention. I'm sure he said it was John Ruskin who talked about having seeing in the garden, you see like a square, and you think it's like a white square in the garden, and it's and then you go a bit closer and see it's actually a page, it's a book. And then you look a bit closer and you see the words on it.
Yeah.
Microscope and you see actually it's got like ridges.
Yeah.
You know, and then you go a bit closer and you actually see atoms bumping into each other. And you go a bit closer and you see sort of waves and energy.
Yeah, right.
And he's sort of like, well, which of those is the real thing you saw?
Did you know a baby's heart begins to beat at just 3 weeks? Advisors that heartbeat can be heard on ultrasound, and this can sometimes be their only defense in the womb. That's where Preborn steps in. Preborn rescues 200 babies every day from abortion simply by providing mothers with an ultrasound. After hearing her child's heartbeat and seeing its perfectly formed body in the womb, she's twice as likely to choose life. By 6 weeks, the baby's eyes are forming. By 10 weeks, the baby's able to suck his or her thumb. Preborn needs our help to save these precious lives.
That was
For just $28,
close.
you could be the difference between a life or death of a child. And if you become a monthly sponsor, you'll receive stories and ultrasound pictures of the lives you help save. All gifts are tax deductible, and 100% of your donation goes towards saving babies. To donate, dial pound 250 and save the word baby. That's pound 250 baby. Or go to preborn.com/Jordan. That's preborn.com/Jordan.
Right?
Yeah.
No, well, and the thing is that hierarchy that you just described, this is the cosmic tree of life. This is Yggdrasil. It's like you have got the quantum level and the atomic level and the molecular level and so forth up to the phenomenal level. That's not where it stops. I started to understand this when I was thinking something very peculiar. This is decades ago. I thought people will go to a museum to look at Elvis Presley's guitar.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, yeah.
So you can imagine that you have a display case and you have Elvis's guitar, and now you take that guitar out. Let's say it's a mass-produced guitar, just for the sake of argument. You replace it with an identical model from the same year.
Yep.
Okay, now is that Elvis's guitar? And people will say, and it's so strange. People would say, well, even if I couldn't tell the difference, I would rather look at Elvis's guitar.
Yeah.
And then you think, well, what is that some kind of delusion? Like, what else going on here? No, the answer is this is what Duchamp was on about when I think it was Duchamp, with the journal in the art
Yeah,
gallery.
right.
So, when he was pointing to it was brilliant, was that much of what we perceive as concretely real is actually dependent on a hierarchical context that isn't part of the apprehension of the object. So when you go to see Elvis's guitar
Yeah.
in a museum, the perception is informed by the context. It's like, well, you're an Elvis fan and you know a lot about Elvis history and you know that this is Elvis's town, and the object itself partakes in that higher order unity. That's the unity that extends off to heaven. Every object partakes in that embeddedness above. Like for the reductionist types, you say, well, what's this made of? It's like, well, it's molecules and then it's atoms and then it's like quantum whatever the hell it is down at the quantum level. That's what this is made of. It's like, wait a second, it's on this table, it's in this room, it's of this time. That's all this thing too.
Yep.
You know, and that's the higher order conceptualization. It's just as much part of the object.
Yeah.
And a reductionist view doesn't take that into account, and that's a big problem.
I think it's true that, looking at Ruskin's book, piece of paper, it would be silly to always say, well, what's that in the garden over there? What's going back to something?
Right?
That would be ludicrous.
Well, that's also, so back to our discussion of Darwinian utility.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's the wrong level of
But
something
look,
else.
surely it would also be inappropriate to do the opposite. That is like to always think at a higher resolution than people are obviously sort of practically trying to. So for example, if I was close enough to see, I was interested in what paper is made of, and I said, what is this? And someone said, oh, it's a white square in the garden.
Yeah.
So that's inappropriate. You've gone too high.
Yeah,
You
okay.
focus down, right?
So-
And I feel like where you might criticize the reductionist materialists
Yeah.
for going too high
Narrow,
resolution,
yeah,
or too narrow,
yeah.
you go too wide on issues of religious historicity.
Well, you want to hit the target squarely, right? And that's hard. So in the Sermon on the Mount, Christ addresses that to some degree. So his injunction for paying attention properly takes local and distal into account simultaneously. He says, okay, this is what you have to do first of all. You orient yourself, so this is the highest level of orientation, right? So this is the divine orientation. It's the thing at the top of Jacob's ladder. It's the value at the pinnacle of the value hierarchy. You put what's
Gonna
properly
take more
highest
than that.
first and foremost in the theater of your imagination, right? And then you align that with the belief that other people have the same intrinsic value as you, and then are a reflection of that infinite value. You start there. then you pay attention to the moment.
Yes,
Right.
Tolstoy wrote about this in his confession. I love it. It's like 100 pages long. You can read it in no time.
Yeah, it's a great book.
It's a wonderful account of essentially sort of battle with his reason and faith. He eventually concludes he was looking in the wrong place. He was looking amongst intellectuals.
Yeah.
And he looked, I think he sort of viewed quite dismissively like the simple people, just your everyday person,
Yeah.
working man. He found that something about sort of, if you take someone who's starving and you bring him in and tell him to sort of take his metal pump and pump it up and down, and don't know why he does it, and the water starts flowing. So he starts to do the thing, to live out the thing, and then you get to see why it works. So it's, I understand that. I think that's probably true. He also says, Tolstoy, that in the same account, that he found that
That was close.
there was an exactly inverse correlation between the specificity of an answer and the importance of the question. I can tell you exactly how many molecules are in that glass of water. Who cares?
Right, it's irrelevant.
And the more the question becomes about humanity, human life, the importance of, the less specific the answer necessarily has to become. So I understand there is a
Yeah, so you've alluded there to or indicated the relevance of value for perception. Right? You nailed it with that observation, because as you pointed out, any phenomenon can be analyzed at multiple levels of the hierarchy that it exists within. Okay, so what makes the choice of level of analysis appropriate? Well, it's something like, it is something that's akin to Darwinian utility. Something like that. You can think about it less abstractly, is that you want the level of resolution that gives you maximal functional grip in relationship to your pursuit. Okay, so what's your pursuit? Well, two questions. What is your pursuit? What should your pursuit be?
Yeah.
Well, your pursuit's necessarily nested inside a hierarchy of pursuits. And when I said that God is what would you say, the ultimate pursuit that sits at the apex of the progression of pursuits, that is Jacob's ladder. That's what that's indicating, that vision, is that every act of perception unites earth and heaven.
Yep.
And the perception itself is invisibly dependent on whatever it is you're worshiping.
I think
Yeah, so that's very complicated.
I think I see what you're saying, and I hope, what I tried to do in making that video I say about your religious views, and I suppose I wasn't making up trying to do some interpretation, trying to get to grips with it, and I hope you feel as though at least I'm making an effort here to really try and get what you're thinking at. One problem is that, in the early church, there was a debate around the physicality of Jesus' resurrection.
Yes.
So the canonical tradition ends up stipulating Jesus physically resurrected.
Yes.
You must believe that.
Yes. Yeah, and that's part of the Catholic particular emphasis on the divinity of the body, which has a real wisdom, rather than a disembodied soul.
You also have like the Gnostic tradition, the
Yeah.
broadly speaking, the Gnostic tradition.
Yeah.
Early Christianity. It's so popular that Valentinus nearly becomes Bishop of Rome, he's nearly Pope.
Yeah.
And there's, I looked at the other day and I should have looked at, I can't remember what church father it was that was telling the church community, when you go to a new place, don't ask to be taken to the Christian church, ask to be taken to the Catholic church, because otherwise you might end up in a Gnostic church. It's so popular.
Right.
And a lot of Gnostic tradition says that the thing that's being gotten wrong is the idea that there was this literal resurrection.
Right.
No, the kingdom of God is here and now. The resurrection is inside of you, and you attain it from gnosis. I mean, the Gospel of Thomas, which is probably the most famous non-canonical
Yeah.
gospel, and could have been written at the same time as like the Gospel of John. Doesn't even mention resurrection. Doesn't mention crucifixion. It's a list of sayings.
Yeah.
And the very form of that book, as one scholar's name I've forgotten, unfortunately, who pointed out, of that collection, these people believe that the thing that's important is not what Jesus did, but what he said. The thing that's important is the knowledge. The thing that's
Yeah,
important,
right.
And so this resurrection stuff really doesn't matter. Now the thing
Yeah.
is, in that early church community, somebody who said, well, this question of like the resurrection is a physical,
The mission is complete. Good work.
What you say?
Sorry it took so long to call you back. I was.
Been good? Jeez. Not a bad flight. Why is the one back there? Five both ways, man. No. Hours. Oh my gosh, you're right. That's crazy. It's like you're traveling into the future. Brain just hurt. You would know too, because like you've done that ride.
A bunch of times.
Bing! Why on God's green earth are we on Resurgence quads?
Wait, you went into a server anyways. I told you I got it.
Wait, what are we playing? What are we doing?
I don't know. Let me see what my options are. Hold on. The time that I've been on today, I've just been practicing, just doing solo quads on Rebirth, just trying to get better.
How has that gone? That sounds incredibly AIDS.
It's pretty hectic, but no, it definitely like teaches you how to move and just like play to the best of your ability, movement-wise.
Interesting. I might have to start doing it then. If it's got your approval, if it's got the shade approval.
It's got the shade approval. No, and it's not the shade approval on the negative side either. You know, like the stuff you call me out for. No, this is to like get me out of bad habits.
Interesting. Interesting. What's the deal with World Series? How are they just busting that up on us right now?
Yeah, they let everyone know it like a week ahead of time.
What the fuck?
People had 1 week to pick their teams, like streamers included. They didn't know anything either.
What the fuck? So World Series of Warzone is in a week.
Yep.
Love it.
Well, no. Like the open playlist, they let them know about that a week ahead of time. But the thing is, this year, whatever team they choose to play with this playlist in, they have to. That's locked in. They cannot sub people in and out once they qual off this public playlist.
Alright, so are we playing it or what?
No, okay, I wanted to play it, but the rules aren't different at all.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Like,
I'm not saying right now.
If it was gonna be, maybe eventually, but like,
yeah,
I
that's what I'm
don't think
saying.
it's any different from pubs, which is why I wouldn't want to play it. It's just because I wanted like a different rule set, like
Right.
no redeploys, no Gulag tokens, no flares,
Right.
no riot shield,
Right.
no incendiary ammo. Yeah, like there's none of that. It's just normal.
It's got to be better players though, surely.
It's better players, but that's it. Yeah, if I'm getting like riot shielded, thermited by a trio.
Nah. It's got to be people trying to practice for the event.
I bet you trolls go in here too.
I'm sure they do.
They go in here like hoping they see a streamer.
Yep, I'm sure they do. All right, so what are we playing?
You want to do like duo trios on Rebirth right now?
It's Rebirth
Either
only.
we do. No. It's rotation. It's either that or we do duo Fortune Skeep.
Wait, what? Duos is only Fortune Skeep right now?
No. They're all rotations for solos, duos, trios.
Okay, I'm down for whatever.
We can do duo trio on Rebirth, and then when we get out of there, it'll be Vondel.
All right.
But it'll be for trios.
I'm down for whatever.
Or we could go duo trios on Rebirth, and then do it for duos. And then once we get out of that game, it'll be duos Vondel.
See, there's just so many words going on. I have no idea. Like, I'm just lost at this point.
We're gonna play duo trios for our first game, and then our next 2 games will be duos.
Sounds good.
Did I send you this clip or no?
Which clip?
I guess I didn't. Hold on. Well, yeah, I did.
Which
Straight
clip? Yeah, I saw.
I just watched it. Shotgun's
it.
insane.
Yeah, I just watched it.
Oh my god. I'm gonna run it this game.
I mean, it's only like somebody's been telling you to run it for 20 years.
It's not your shotgun.
Shotgun in general.
Oh. I know, and I did run it for a while.
Yeah, but you gave up on it.
I didn't give up on it. I used it for like a week straight.
Nah, you gave up on it.
No. I liked it, and I did well with it too.
Yeah, it's good. It's a fun playstyle too.
It is.
What the fuck? Tony,
I think
what
I'm
the
gonna
fuck
stick
is
with
this,
smokes
Tony?
to have a shotgun. Like, shotguns are really good through smokes.
Yeah.
SMG players can't see you, but you're spraying the hell out of them with your shotty.
Yeah, but see, stems are just better.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's just facts.
I like smokes because I'm a good controller player though, and I don't need the aim assist.
You're up fast. We're about to get evil.
But the people I'm fighting, they need it. So when the smoke breaks their aim assist, I'm always going to be at an advantage.
Oh yeah, or just actually vibing the entire time. Break that aim assist. You might as well just turn it off. Just turn it off.
Yeah. Fair.
Wait, so this is Trails?
Yeah.
All right.
Dropping into the AO.
My movement has felt pretty rusty today. I don't know why.
I don't know. Controller things. No consistency on those sticks of yours.
Prep time's over.
That's all I have. I don't know what else to say.
It's okay. You've been enough of a shithead already. That's all you need.
Interesting. Where are we going?
Let's go control.
All right.
This is the building I've been practicing at for solo quads.
All right. Let's do it.
I usually go down low on this side, on this door right here.
The door that's facing us right now?
Yep, yeah, it'll be a door that your face is right in as soon as you land bottom on
Right.
Oh, this place is always hot.
Let's go. I'm gonna go through the window. Oh!
There's 3 above.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't sprint just now. What the fuck? My sprint was like locked or something.
Time for vengeance. You're redeploying.
Moving.
One just zipped to roof, one's on roof. One down low with me.
Okay. Plating, and I'm in there.
Marking the rest of them. Avoid enemy surveillance by staying low or using the water for cover. Surveillance is up. You've been detected. Enemy on location.
I laid down for that, by the way.
Enemies detected. Locations marked. Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad.
I definitely did not.
Get hunting.
I can't even see the guy that's shooting me, man. That's so crazy. I slid out of the building. He slid into the building. I just could not see him.
You're getting another chance. Make it count.
Enemigo.
Hostile mosquitoid online.
I'm probably dead here.
I'm definitely dead too.
Got one knock.
Oh, I was throwing a fucking portable radar.
Hostile located.
He's so cooked. He's so cooked. There's a guy on my body coming to you. 2 guys.
Got gas moving in.
Alright, Daddy's on his way back.
Go get after it.
I got 2 more on me at least.
Okay, all I've got is a pistol. Oh, there's a guy on me, love it.
Yeah. One on you down low.
One A.
All right.
Yep, down.
Safe zone.
Me carga el payaso.
Kill
Guy in the buy. I just can't get a gun.
dropping into the AO.
Homie just dropped on me, no audio, nothing.
Moving here.
No, I'm dead.
Down to you,
All
soldier.
right, let's see if I can hold it.
Yeah, I got 10 seconds. They're going second floor right now.
Got a hostile here.
Your squad mate's back on station.
Coming back.
Good work. Enemy destroyed. Use your TAC map to hunt down the rest of them. You got a loadout drop inbound.
Well, this guy also had a shotgun. Let's go.
How many are down there?
I don't know. I didn't get map pings.
Yeah.
I think you did because you thirsted.
I didn't look. Portable.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Got one down here.
Okay.
Another one cracked here on my body. There's two more there. Two more there.
Oh, here's one.
Boost deployed.
Yeah, I just saw that last minute.
The enemy
Last
took
second.
that one. Get them back.
I'm on your side.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, speak for yourself, buddy.
Wait, what happens if you do play again? Does it still throw you into the rotation or?
I have no
give you the
idea.
same map?
Not a clue.
Probably be a good thing to test, huh?
I suppose. Did you leave without me or my host? I'm confused.
No.
I'm joining you.
I leave with party. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We can do resurgence trios on Vondo, or we can do duos on Rebirth. What do you want to do?
You know my answer, buddy.
Okay.
You know where my vote is casted.
Alright, I got you.
Oh, my firing range is so buggy right now. I'm surprised you're on it this time.
I didn't go to work today.
Ah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Called off ahead of time, like earlier this week.
Just so you can just chill, or you gotta do something. I feel that.
And I had stuff to do this week in general, and I knew I wasn't gonna get it all done in 2 days.
All right. You're getting married in the next 4 days, so I think you can just, do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna quit my job.
We're selling ice cream, baby. Woo!
Nope.
I think on Rebirth, actually, running AR is bad.
Definitely not.
I just think it is.
On Rebirth?
Yeah,
Definitely not.
I think like Uzi shotgun is like the best class you can have. I mean, we can't all be running it, but
If you have the shotgun, you don't need the Uzi. If you do, then you're just not hitting your shots with your shotgun.
no, but just think about it. If you've got Uzi and shotgun, you can stay in the close quarters fights that much longer.
Yeah, but if you're using the shotgun that people are starting to use now, the Bryson, it's got the mag reload. So like,
Right.
and if you got sleight of hand on, yeah, it's reloading like instantly. It's not like
Use this
the
time for some
Lockwood to
target
where you gotta
practice.
like load
More
every
things coming
single
soon.
round in there.
Enemy
I know
soldier
you're not
incoming.
talking dirt on my Locky.
I just think this one might be better, honestly. The shotgun.
I don't know. I don't think so. I
I think you should try it. Before
It's
you,
slower
before you judge
TTK
it.
and the movement isn't as good.
Visual on the enemy.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch
I think
the
the movement
skies.
feels better.
Bingo.
That's crazy. I might have
On
to
this
try
build? Have you
that.
tried this build?
I have. I'll try it again.
All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has
Oh my
been-
goodness. Are we playing Vondel? I didn't even realize. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yo.
Where are we
Tired
headed?
today or something?
Me?
Yeah.
Because I am, dude. Because I am.
You worked today, didn't you?
I did, bro. Fuck it all, honestly.
Well, Oh, I feel you.
Oh my goodness. Like, why does life have to be like this? Like, let me just be let me just be homeless and play Vondel on the streets.
Go to McDonald's, set up your PC.
Seriously. This is trios?
Got a hostile.
Yeah. Knocked.
This pistol is the broken one.
Hostile located.
I hate this pistol.
This pistol is much better than the other one.
Oh no, this got right.
How many?
Just one.
Oh, there's two guys on me. I love it.
Squad mates back.
Nice, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna land with you. I'm gonna land right on you.
Enemy destroyed. Use your tac map to hunt down the rest.
Got a shotgun. How did he lose?
Ooh, Andy had an Uzi.
I can't believe you just took my class.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
just
needed a
crazy.
gun.
I was literally plating and switching. What am I watching down here?
Right here.
Remaining operators from that
Oh, on our level.
hunt them down.
Oh, I don't. What was my? Something happened right there. My slide got canceled, I think.
I'll be right back. 1 second.
Lovely.
You're getting another chance. Make it count.
Got a hostile here.
Oh my god, why is there 70 people in the bathroom? Is there a full 3 people in the bathroom? Oh my gosh, there is. That is incredible, and I can't even hear it. Oh goodness.
Keep your head up. Return.
Oh, my bad, bro. I had a pizza. In
Don't
the
worry about
oven
it, don't
and
worry about it, don't worry about it.
was seething.
Whew. I ran
I
into.
don't want to burn my house down.
That's fine. Yeah, sure.
Oh wait, we can go back in.
I left because I didn't know if you'd be AFK for 10 minutes.
No. I'm good now.
Dude, there's a team of 3 in the I saw one guy, followed him into the bathroom. Both of his boys were with him.
Urzikstan vibes.
Literally in the stall. Bro, it's Urzikstan energy. It's giving Urzikstan.
Giving pubs.
It's giving Urzikstan.
Oh my! I'm pretty sure it's just pubs in general. You said that shit doesn't happen on a small map, but I've seen it
No,
so
but I
much
cannot
with a
speak for
certain
trio.
player.
I can't speak for trios. I can't speak for trios.
Okay. You're talking about duos then, or what do you?
I don't know. I just like it's much worse than Urzikstan.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just don't feel it because I run flex, and so when they're camped up with Bettys and stuff, it just doesn't even affect me.
It has nothing to do with equipment.
Some of it is. I've seen you get down by Proximods because you just can't. There's nothing you can do to counter it. It's not your fault. It's just like.
Yeah, that's why I run it on Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, did my slide get canceled here?
Enemies dropping into the AO. Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly.
Nah, I just started shooting me before. It wasn't even that bad. Alright, I'm finally gonna get this prestige scan on my fucking Eradicator, hopefully.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Hostile located. Esto carajo!
Oh my goodness, the tracking. It's like this guy plays Kovacs or something.
¡Me volé la cabeza!
Enemies dropping into the AO. All stations, green light. We are deploying to the war zone.
Bro, tell me this is not the most beautiful thumbnail you've ever seen. Tell me that is not the most beautiful thumbnail.
Alright, I'm back perma now.
Tell me that's not the most beautiful thumbnail you've ever seen.
Resurgence.
It's beautiful what?
A thumbnail.
Stay alive to keep your squad in the fight.
Let me see.
Mark a drop point for your squad.
There's a bounty.
Okay, I accidentally marked it as red instead of opening it.
Love it.
Damn it.
Love it.
That's pretty beautiful, yeah.
Like, just tell me, Vondel is just amazing.
Yeah. It does look really nice.
That's what I'm saying. Vondel is just... Vondel energy is just...
Box UAV is inbound.
It's unmatched. Guys under us?
Got two below us, yeah. At least two.
Two there. To the right, there's a guy.
Guy's climbing stairs.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
This one's down. Finish him.
Target down. Marking the rest.
They're holding hands! Shut up. That's not what he said, but he probably said that, you know.
Usually look for loading here or just buy a gun, because I'm down to just buy my SMG.
Yeah, I'm down.
Alright.
Down to get my shorty.
Here. Need money? Need money?
No, I'm good. I'm chilling. I got my shotty. Vibing.
I need money.
Oh, you need money. You have 2,600.
I'm good. But now I do. Yeah, I just picked up money out of that box beside.
I feel weird right now. I guess it's just this is just a part of warming up. I just feel so strange.
Oh, you do a little bit of warm ups earlier.
Yeah, just sometimes it just takes me a second. All right, let's start the keys. Let's get the keys going.
Dude, the dive is a must on Mondel to go between the buildings.
Yep.
The dive is like super crucial.
Yep. Dive is
Go on,
just.
bro. I'm in there.
I'm right behind you.
People 10.
I'm right behind you. I'm getting roof.
All bounty targets destroyed. Hell of a job.
Playing down low. They're right out here in the field. I'm
Okay.
by the stands.
I'm about to have an angle in a second. Give me pings.
Guys, leave.
There's three.
People on the enemy.
They're all one shot. They're all one shot.
I'm hit.
Oh, there's a guy up here with me. I was like, who shot me? What the fuck?
Oh, it's two different teams.
Yeah. That's a team wipe on you. There's a guy shooting.
No, I'm dead.
It's alright. I'll kill this fucker.
Oh wait, you actually got back?
Yeah, yeah, we're
I
battling.
thirsted like 3 people, so
Yep.
there's 2 teams still there.
Your squad mates redeploying.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Buddy, I'm missing a plate and you still got fried.
You
Yeah, take
put
this
that
shit or
target
what?
on yourself.
Yeah, take a shit. All of it. Oh no, of course.
Enemigo.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I just want a plate,
Oh
man.
my god. I'm out of there, bro. I got nothing. I got nothing, and there's like no loot there on that roof.
Go get your revenge.
Alright.
So we just gotta try to go back to this buy and buy my gun.
Oh, there's a guy here.
That's gonna upload out. Yep.
1A. Dude, I just can't. The trios. They're sitting in a corner, this guy that killed me. He literally is sitting next to trash bags. Okay, this is unbelievable.
Got 2 dead, 1 left on buy.
Okay, I'm gonna hit Lodi, you got it.
Marking the rest of that squad on your tac map. Go get hunting.
Nah, I'm dead. Don't come here.
Your squad is down.
The whole different team on me again. God damn.
Levitz.
Enemies dropping into the
Gonna go
AO.
Lodi.
You got reinforcements inbound.
Lot
Sound
ping.
drained, bro.
Like energy? There was one guy here. All the way at the top. Tagged a bit. I don't know where the zip is.
Oh my god, he has stuns. Down. I need help.
I'm coming.
And we located the rest of them.
Try to stick me.
Another one on me up here.
Rest of
Okay.
the squad on your attack map. Get
coming down. Or no, he's
last one
plating.
standing, soldier.
Going back up to the
Survive
roof.
until your squad
Okay.
can redeploy.
I don't have any shotgun ammo, dude.
Yeah, I didn't have any
Enemy
either.
soldier
What was in my
incoming.
clip?
Your squad mates back
I'm gonna
on
land
station.
roof.
Okay, I'm going to
Right.
hit this ammo. And then I'll be there.
Oh no, I forgot how these roofs work. I'm dead.
Your squad is down.
Can't
You'll have
mantle
to
these
bring 'em back.
roofs.
Enemy marked.
You got reinforcements inbound.
No. Oh no.
You're the last one standing, soldier.
I landed
Survive until
roof.
your squad
Okay.
I
can
had to go in the
redeploy.
stairway. Get my shit.
Dude. There's so many people around here, bro.
I know.
I felt like I got shot by everybody.
Yeah. What's on duos now? I think it's Vondel. Yep.
Sick. Yeah,
It is.
that felt strange. I gotta leave in like 20 minutes. I'm going on a kind of a date.
Oh, really?
You know,
really?
you know. Come on now. Come on, boys. Come on.
Someone new?
Dude, I do sound tired. Fuck. Yeah. She goes my charge.
How'd you realize you sounded tired just now?
I just heard myself. Like I don't listen to myself speak.
Oh.
I just fucking speak. But I just heard it. I was like, damn, bro. It's because I haven't had coffee, you know? Like coffee
Yeah,
is not even, it's not even the
It doesn't do
caffeine.
anything for you.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not the caffeine. It's like it's like a soul thing. Like it warms my soul, you know? It gets my morale up.
I've had 2 cups and I feel like I could
Day!
1v4 right now.
My man said 1v4. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, I thought he was 8 shots and throwing knives, so technically I could 1v4.
Wait, say that again?
I said I got a shotty with 8 shots in the mag
Mm.
and throwing knives,
Right.
so technically I could.
Right,
Technically.
right. Dude, especially on Vondel, don't run for smokes, bro.
Really?
On Vondel, bro, ain't nobody smoking on
I like
Vondel.
smoke.
Ain't no, bro, I'm telling you. What's the saying?
Enemies dropping into the
The saying is, how does it go?
I'll switch to Sims this game.
Please, 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 please.
One second, I'm gonna grab some pizza real quick. I'll be right back.
Go for it. Corey on LSD, what the fuck?
enemy soldier incoming. are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
I wish I could see the guy, man.
All stations, we are green to go.
I've
Stand
been
by for
told I'm a
deployment.
very good wingman. Do you want to know what to say to this girl to wow her?
No, she's already wild. I don't have to do anything.
You gotta tell her about your hours in Kovacs.
See, that'll just...
Repel it.
No, that's all I'll have to say. That'll lock it in for me. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Jeez.
Yep. For sure.
You are the best wingman.
Survive.
Yeah, I got like 1,200 hours.
Kill.
No cap for real, on God, 1,200 hours.
No. This is how you wrap it into real life, though. You go. So if anyone ever breaks into our house,
Oh,
I
right.
have 1,000 hours in Kovacs. So
Right.
They're not leaving alive.
No, they're not going to leave alive.
Enemy marked. Moving here.
Oh, it's a deagle.
Oh my God, yeah.
Supply box UAV.
And that guy that just downed me just has the best gun. It's very easy.
Oh, he's 1A. How did that not hit?
Yeah, I'm full running.
Dang, I stayed there for you, buddy. I stayed there for you.
I know.
Wow.
But he literally has like the best sub in the game.
Who cares? Blast him. He was 1A.
You want to come back or what? There
Dude.
You're back on station.
You're welcome.
Nah, that's not you're welcome. I'd rather go out like warriors. Other people here or what?
Yeah, I'm getting shot in the back.
Oh, I just got killed by PA. Lovely. Well, there goes our game.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Sick.
The enemy took that one. Get him back.
I think we can do it again, but you gotta pick the landing spots. I don't know the map well enough to be like, let's go here.
All right, I got you. Oh, wait, did it kick me again? I think it did.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go again. Yeah, I want you to pick the drop because I'm not familiar enough to be confident like that to
I got you.
pick the drop.
There's nothing wrong with that spot. It's just, you know, like you gotta shoot your gun with me.
Yeah. And I realized like there's not much loot out there on that section.
No, there's not.
On the building, I think.
Yeah, there's not loot there. I don't really just do the same deal, like land on a bounty. There are these cluster of buildings that I like to land on, and they're like symmetrical. So if there's not a bounty on one, there's probably a bounty on like the cousin buildings. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Dave.
What'd you say, my bad?
You're good. I'm saying there's like a group of buildings that all look the same, but they're flipped on the map. Like they're cousin buildings, like the same layout but different places.
Oh, okay.
And I like to go in those layouts wherever a bounty is on those layouts.
Yeah.
Because people are gonna die super quick, so you get money from it super fast, and it's a vibe.
You know what else you got, Tower?
Let's hear.
You got like a 2.5 KD on COD.
Yeah?
You're twice as likely to be able to kill an intruder.
Just 2.5. That's
than you are
it.
to die to them. Huh?
That's all I got. 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're 2.5 times more likely to kill them than you are to die.
Oh, okay. Bet. I'll be energized tonight. Are you playing tonight?
Yeah, you're gonna be back.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Unless it goes too well.
Nah. We're a young Christian bachelor. We're not engaging in any of that sinful behavior. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get up and go in like 10 minutes.
I've definitely been sinful, I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, we all have. That's the beautiful thing about it. We literally all have. Myself included.
Use this time for some target practice.
Use this time for some target practice.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Thanks for not judging me like my grandma.
I have no room to judge. I'm equally as sinful as everybody else that's alive. There's no one that is better or worse.
Move it. Got a hostile here.
By the way, this game might be chalked. For some reason, I'm sitting at 100 ping.
Oh no! Oh, it's a console thing for sure. It's an aim assist thing for sure. It's a squeezing the controller thing for sure.
They're constantly just trying to like shit on the little guy. I swear.
Dude, when are we getting you on PC is the question.
Never, because if I get stuck in a shadow ban loop, I'm throwing the PC out the window.
Just get back on your PlayStation at that point.
Stay alive to keep your squad.
It's all tied to the same account, and I don't have an alt with everything
There's a
leveled.
bounty hunter.
Let's go here actually.
Unless you think I should just W key full send.
W key
unlock
full
tool.
spin. W full send it. Yeah. For Deagle, by the way. I'm landing on the roof.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the
Hostile
guys.
located.
Crack. Flash.
That landing. Supply box UAV.
Guy in our level. Guy in our level.
Territory. Keep it tight.
I got nothing.
You just dove right here. What the fuck? Blast this guy. Go, go, go.
This Deagle fucking sucks.
No,
bro. Oh
you
my
suck.
lord.
Aim better.
No, dude, it literally took like 3 shots to down hit.
Nah. Nah. See, look at you. You're doing great.
Get tracked by an enemy squad.
Yeah, I have a good gun now. I have the best
Yeesh.
SMG.
You're doing great. Alright.
Get that fucking
Bounty
Deagle out of
targets
here.
identified.
Jesus.
Weapons
Use the
free.
drill charge.
Guys across on the rooftops.
Finally got a sub, dude.
What I got 2 subs.
I'll come to
Jump
you,
over
I
right on
guess. Yeah, play it. Yeah.
Visual on the enemy.
They're both focusing me.
One pushing me.
Okay. Give me pings or
One
something.
knocked.
Where's the other guy?
I don't know, but I thirsted that guy.
Oh, he had loadout. What the fuck?
Oh, he's down lower, down lower.
Where's lower?
Here in the street by the bus, fighting.
I'm here.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
20.
The enemy is no longer tracked.
Where'd he go?
There.
Oh, I just got... What? Oh, he's in prone. Nice, he's in prone behind the thing. Sick. Love that. Love that.
We are returning you to the front. Earn this.
What happened?
What?
Down to
Oh
your
my god, it sounded like he was below me, but he was above me.
Love it.
Amazing.
W audio.
Your squad mates back on station. Good work. You're losing ground. Move it.
I'm down to do whatever. I got a self on me. Yeah, come here.
Wait, I'm actually still on 100 ping. How do I have 5 kills?
I don't know. I've got fucking 0.
Unreal.
I've got 0.
Alright, your squad's in the safe zone.
Let's play this by.
Yeah, literally every action I do is lagging. Like mantling, switching weapons, everything.
Portable gun out.
Oh, we could have bought Lodi. Damn.
Oh, I can't even buy the
Buy my guns.
Moving here. Enemy marked.
Someone topped me on my build. Aw, he got me with these. I hate these akimbos that people run in.
Yep. Sades.
You got a loadout drop inbound.
Only small map things.
Oh, love that. Love that.
Oh, no, dude.
Okay. Of 0 kills. It's insane.
Get ready. You're redeploying.
Yeah, I don't know. My brain is just like not working right now. I don't know.
Okay, man. Focused on other things.
Hey, you're a thermite?
Bounty targets
How'd you die? How'd you die?
On the roof, there's 2 of them. I'm dead. I'm gonna bleed.
It's all on you.
He's coming over to you right now.
So your squad can redeploy. Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't like hear or nothing, dude.
Let's regroup and get back up.
And then when I finally
I
did
can't believe my-
see him, I couldn't see.
I can't believe my ping's that bad.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, you're fucking doing better than I was somehow.
Yeah, I don't know.
I probably
Try
got
and
it.
go into other playlists.
I gotta go. I'll be back on later.
Alright.
Sorry,
Alright,
buddy.